All right, guys, welcome to Terror Town Talk with Coach Rocky Hidalgo. I'm your host, Dan Meyers. Glad to have you guys here. Thank you to our sponsors, Coastal Adventures, Island Ace Hardware, Peachtree Pest Control, and Sapelo Equipment. We couldn't do this show without you guys. As bad as we are, as ugly as we are, you guys want us on the TV, so we'll do it. Coach, what do we take from Friday night?
Not real good on Friday night. Not a lot of positives to take from it. Really disappointed with our performance. I think the biggest thing is, I said it in the newspaper. I don't think we're doing a good enough job coaching our kids, and it shows on film. And it's just a matter of, it's a amalgamation of a lot of little things that we don't do correctly, and the end result is we're not very good because of it. So we have to get better at those things. We have to coach them, trying to cram 6 weeks of coaching into 3 days, and hopefully it'll be enough for Friday night.
Yeah, I was really excited I didn't have to interview you Friday night.
I went 41 hours without sleeping. That's how. 41 hours without sleeping. It was not good. And I came in, I said some really mean things, horrible things to my staff after the game Friday. I wouldn't say horrible, but very critical of my staff Friday after the game. Came in, I got back in town Saturday at 2:30. My brother-in-law died, and we had to go travel to Baton Rouge to be with my family. We got back at 2:30 in the morning, Sunday morning, and woke up with about 4.5 hours sleep. And I said, I'm going to go and apologize to the coaching staff and for what I said to them. And then I watched the film Sunday morning, and then I decided to double down and get re-mad. I don't know if re-mad's a word. Get re-mad. Just haven't done a very good job, and that starts with me as a head coach. I just don't think you get what you inspect and not what you expect, and we haven't done a good job coaching our kids. I believe that. Some of that lays in the fault of our kids. They have to kind of get what we're coaching and so we can move forward. But we just haven't improved enough over the past 6 weeks.
Any highlights we can take away from Friday night?
Cody Arnold punted the ball well and kicked well. I think defensively, our kids played really hard. We were on the field too long. I think our defensive line really fought. There's a good front. We made those guys get in third and long, which is something they had not done all year long. But we didn't take advantage of it. There were things that we coached all week long. They were going to throw the curl on third and long. We repped that 1,000 times, made our call to take away the curl, and then we didn't go get in the curl. We didn't execute. So those are the things that I'm talking about from our coaches and kids. We've got to go do the things, when we've got the right defense dialed up, we have to go take advantage of it. We got to do a better job of things like our eye discipline, our footwork, our stances, fundamental things. We're not very good at it, and we'd hope to be past those things. Right now we're not.
Understood. And I know with the change in the off season, you guys were hoping to be a little bit further ahead this season with the extra jamboree game or extra preseason game and that sort of thing. So we're heading into to this week. We got a couple JV and freshman games this week.
That is correct. Our ninth grade plays here versus Coffee County at Lanier Field at 5 o'clock on Thursday. Our JV will play at Coffee County at 4 o'clock. It's an early game because it's a long drive, so it's an early game at 4 o'clock at Coffee County, and then get back in town, get ready to go on Friday versus Brunswick High.
Let's pause here for a moment. Word from our sponsors.
Rocky Hidalgo, head football coach of the Glen Academy Red Terrors. As a coach, you have to wear a lot of different hats. Sometimes a coach, a mentor, a laundromat, sometimes a chauffeur. And that's how Urgent Med treats healthcare.
Urgent Med is the place to go when you're feeling under the weather, but we offer so much more. Sports injuries, back pains, and headaches, we're here to get you back in the game. Now, Urgent Med is accepting primary care appointments.
Glen Academy is proud to have Urgent Med 1 as a proud sponsor of Glen Academy football.
We now have 2 locations to serve you on St. Simon's Island by Winn-Dixie and Brunswick, exit 36.
Go Terrors! Hidalgo, head football coach of the Glen Academy Red Terrors. Those of us who live in the Golden Isles are blessed to live in one of the most beautiful areas in the country that has an overabundance of ocean wildlife. If you want to experience the best that these coastal waters have to offer, there's no better place to start than with a trip with Coastal Tide Excursions. Perfect for a family trip or a great team building exercise with your company. The crew of the Lady Jane will give you a hands-on experience with all the types of ocean. With public and private tours, now is the perfect time to schedule your experience. Go to shrimpcruise.com or find Coastal Tide Excursions. Being a homeowner, you're responsible for protecting your home turf, and there's a store right here in our backyard with all the tools to get the job done. Island Ace Hardware, right off Frederica Road. Whether you're working on your ground game, looking to air it out, or looking to smoke the competition, Island Ace has it all. Island Ace on St. Simon's Island is a proud partner of our 2019 Glen Academy Red Terrors football team.
All right, welcome back, guys. So you just mentioned we play who this week?
Brunswick High, yes.
That other high school?
Yep. Big game, obviously, city championship game, stadium, and stadium will be packed. Hopefully everybody come out and support the team. It's, I wish our stadium was like that more often. That it was filled to capacity and people came out and supported our kids, whether it was Effingham, Bradwell, whoever it is. But it's a great night for our kids. You get to see kind of what the potential is for our community on those nights. That it's just a packed house, and it's an electric night every year when we play in the city championship game.
Houses divided, families divided. It's just a great.
Not my house. No division in my house.
Yeah, some of our wives work up the street, so. With this Brunswick High game, we feel we got a little bit better focus from the kids this week in practice.
Our focus last week was good Monday through Wednesday. It was really good practices. Our Wednesday practice, I felt like, was the best practice of the year. Our Thursday practice was abysmal, and it was my worst Thursday practice I can remember as a head coach. Our focus was terrible. We just milled through everything. It was bad. I told the kids afterward, you got to play like this, you're going to get killed, and we did. And there's an old adage. You play like you practice. It is what it is. I know, what's the Allen Iverson. We talk about practice. I was never an Allen Iverson fan because that works for Allen Iverson. I don't think. Did he ever win a championship? Allen Iverson never a champion? I don't know if he did or not. But regardless, that doesn't work for most people. Most people have to be focused and engaged at practice. Most kids, especially in high school, if you're not going to perform very well. Our practice last Thursday did not bode well for Friday night. Our Monday and Tuesday's practices this week have been really good. Hopefully we've got to finish the week out, and then we got to carry over and play like that on Friday. So we've got to be super focused and hyper focused on Brunswick. We can't get lost in all of the noise that surrounds this game, which a lot of times kids are, they focus on, talking smack to their buddies and all that stuff. You don't get points for that. We need to focus on what we need to do to win the game, and that only.
Yeah, I saw an interview with Deion Sanders last night. I think Coach Welburn shared it on social media. And Deion said, I practice to be a champion every day. I practice to be the best every day. If you don't show up to practice with a purpose, then what's the point of practicing? And
that's it. You have to be purposeful about you. You have to have a sense of urgency. And people always, people are critical sometimes of my coaching style because I've got a sense of urgency about what we do, and I'm hard on the kids because of that, because they need to understand that if we don't get this on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're not going to get it on Friday. Things that don't look good at practice on Wednesday don't look good on Friday. So we have to Wednesday's practice is to tighten all the screws down and to eliminate the things that we're not going to run Friday. And it's hard to do that when a lot of things don't look good. We have to have some plays to do. But you have to practice like a champion. You have to be engaged. You have to have a sense of urgency. You have to be purposeful in everything you do. Every movement that you do has to be purposeful. We preach that to the kids, and hopefully some of that will get through and we'll perform well on Friday night.
Yes, sir. We got a Scout Team Player of the Week.
Is me. I'm because I ran quarterback earlier this week and my legs hurt. I'm sort of kidding about that. I say, we had a good week last week, and the guy who's done a great job for us really all year long, both sides of the ball, going out there and playing ball on the offensive side and on the defensive side, is Max Poisky. He's done a good job of competing against our older kids, and that doesn't, Max, if you're watching this, that doesn't get you off the hook. Max can be a knucklehead sometimes at practice, not in a bad way, but he's just, if you know Max, you know Max. He's kind of this big goofy rascal. Trying to get him, again, one of those kids to focus on the task at hand and stay focused on practicing football and not be a weirdo sometimes. And sometimes he's akin to go sideways and be a weirdo. But he had a great practice last week, and because of that, he's earned the right to get on the field some Friday night. So he's going to play some against Brunswick this week, and we're excited for it.
Fantastic. What can we expect to see out of Brunswick on the defensive side from them?
They're a 3-4 team, couple of big defensive linemen. The Thomas kid, I think his number's 99. He's a 4-star kid. He's got offers from all over the place. They're big up front, big and physical up front, really athletic on the back end. They play fast, playing with a lot of confidence. On the defensive side, we have to match that the speed at which we play the game. The other side is we have to be physical with them. We have to come off the ball. We were not very physical against Coffee County. The other side is we didn't step with the right feet. We got to get going in the right direction and make some strides with some fundamentals on the offensive line. And that'll help us right there. But we're going to have to go up and block them. They've got some big, strong kids up front, and we can't patty cake around with them, or we're going to be in trouble.
And what do they show us from the offensive side of the ball?
Big offensive line, big physical offensive line. The two running backs are really good players, and they're really impressive to watch, not because they're really good at running the football, but all the other stuff they do. They play really hard. They block for each other. You can tell they're very, very good kids and good team players. They do all those little things. Again, very athletic on the perimeter. They can get the ball out in the fast screens and sweeps and stuff like that and get the ball and hurt you out there. But the running backs they'll win games for them. Just not just running the ball, but in the passing game as well, and their protection. So we've got to do a great job of knowing where those guys are. We've got to tackle them. They break a lot of tackles. We've got to be able to go in there and tackle, and that's something we struggle with at the second half of the game versus Coffee.
As you've progressed through your coaching career, and we've seen, the head injuries and the significance we put on, no longer leading with the head, do you feel tackling is just harder to do for these kids these days? And as we've, when I played, it was, put your ear hole in front of them, let them run through your head, and now it's a little bit more of the rugby style tackle.
Well, actually, I think it's made it easier to tackle in some ways. It caused people to evolve how they're doing it. Having a kid, square another kid up in the middle of the field is really hard. It's hard the way you taught tackling in the past versus now with whether it's terror, we call it terror tackling. People call it rugby tackling. There's rugby tackling, and then there's hawk tackling, which was kind of what the Seattle Seahawks did, which is a variation on rugby tackling, which is we've kind of adopted that Seattle Seahawks. We call it terror tackling. I don't think it's made it more difficult. I think it's been easier to teach because of that. The other thing I think is people have realized, you don't have to, every play doesn't have to be a big collision. The goal is to get them down. Be a sure tackler. Being a physical tackler is great. Being a sure tackler is even better. Because if you miss 25% of your tackles, it doesn't matter how physical you are. That's not good enough.
Fantastic. Little get to know you. A couple questions for you. I like these. What pets you got?
I have two dogs. I have Pearl, who's a mutt. Both of mine are rescues. Both of my dogs are rescues. She is a Catahoula Cur mix, super, super smart. And then I have a dog named Maui, who is a Pit Bull Lab mix, and he's stupid. And so he doesn't understand. She gets really frustrated with him because he is really, really dumb. And so she'll get frustrated with him. It's like she looks down her nose at him because he's so stupid, but he's oblivious because he's not real smart.
Now you wouldn't feed these dogs at the same time in the same room?
No, I would not.
Yeah, they'd be all over each other?
Yes, all the time, yes.
Fantastic. And you've got your family. Daughter's up in North Georgia playing some ball right now. Deuce is here at the high school. How's that been with him being around the program? I know he's been around the program growing up, and now he's in the program.
Yeah, it's I've had opportunities to coach everybody else's kids for 25 years. Having my kid in the program has been a lot of fun. Just to be out of practice and watching practice. Get out there. He's a really hard worker. Going to be a good little player one day. But I've enjoyed it. I was curious on how it would be because my dad coached me when I was like little bitty, and I was really, really hard-headed, and we butted heads. Deuce is not me. He's a different kid, and he's really coachable.
Thank you, Kelly.
There you go. Yeah, that's exactly right. Got that from my wife. But he's really coachable, works really hard, does the things he needs to do. But it's been neat for me to have him out there. Yeah.
So big game Friday night, 7:30 between the bricks. We do anything special pregame, anything like that?
I think there's a terror walk here at 3 o'clock on Friday. We'll walk down Mansfield Street. The band will be out playing sort of like the pep rally that we do. But other than that, we treat every game like a game. We try to get the kids in a routine, go there, mentally prepare for the game, go out, let's 7:30, kick the ball off, and go play some ball. We don't treat Brunswick High any different than anybody else.
And fans, I know you guys are supposed to wear red to the game. It's supposed to be red out, so make sure you wear your red. No blue, all red. Coach, you got anything else for us?
That's it, man. I'm ready to roll. Let's get after them.
I'd be remiss this week if we didn't give a shout out to Tommy Lemon. His wife passed away, who was a coworker of ours. Tommy is a coach with us, runs probably one of the most successful programs in our school. I think they've lost 4 games in the last 4 years. So our condolences are with you guys, the Lemon family. We're going to miss Shannon a lot, and we're going to be here for Tommy and the girls going forward. So, Coach, I appreciate it. Thank you again to our sponsors, Peachtree Pest Control, Island Days Hardware, Sapelo Equipment Company, and Coastal Outdoor Adventures. We really appreciate you guys. Check back here next week as we wrap up the Brunswick High game. Look forward to the following week. This is Dan Meyers, sign out for Terrortown Talk with Coach Rocky Hidalgo. Like and subscribe below.